Welcome back to the track. Today we are breaking down two incredible displays of speed that define the season. First, we head to the sun-drenched lanes of Miami for the Grand Slam track series, where Gabby Thomas faced a field of hungry challengers, including the record-breaking Tamari Davis and the resilient Melissa Jefferson. But that's not all. We're also diving into the technical mastery of Italy's Dalia Kadari at the World University Games. From raw power in the professional circuit to the rhythmic precision of the curve, this video analyzes how these elite women are redefining the 200-meter sprint. Who had the better transition? Who showed the most grit? Let's get into the highlights and find out.
Running well. Wasn't as sharp in the 100 as she would have liked. Was Gabby Thomas close enough? She was fourth. Big favorite to win this 200. What happens behind her if she does win? Where do the others finish? How many points are they going to get? What about Favour Ofili, the Nigerian? Might be a little bit tougher in lane 3, but she's a good 200-meter runner as well. 21.96. Not many get under 22 seconds. She's done it in her career and has already been pretty sharp this season. Jaisha Sears, she's going to be in lane 2. What a wait for the crowd, and every one of these athletes is running for good money as well, even for Kayla White right on the inside. We'll be able to see everybody, see the whole race unfolding ahead of her.
Set.
Clean break from everybody. Good start from Nita. Jefferson Wooden moving, but look at Gabby Thomas has already taken yards out of Brittany Brown, and Jefferson Wooden is going well around that bend. Has run a superb bend, Jefferson Wooden. Gabby Thomas is right there in the mix, but look at this, they've taken it to her, and now on the outside, Davis is storming through. Who's going to take this? It's going to be pretty close on the line. It's going to be Thomas though. Thomas gets it. 21. Yes, 21.95. The wind is legal this time. A sub-22 clocking for Thomas, but our slam champion is going to be Jefferson Wooden, because Davis, although she's come second, ooh, is it going to be Davis? No, because you don't get the same points.
You have to, with the win, you get a bonus. Yep.
12.86, and she knows it. Jefferson Wooden. Do you know what? It's not a personal best for Gabby Thomas, because this is her event. Davis, personal best. Jefferson Wooden, personal best.
I think changed up a little bit, right?
For that.
She did. Like I said, in lane 4, it's a little bit tougher for someone as tall as Gabby Thomas, but it's funny how things change up a little bit. People usually look up at the scoreboard to see their times, but now they're looking at the points. They want to know if they have enough points to win the slam, and Melissa Jefferson Wooden coming out with another slam championship. The first person to defend their slam championship.
At this point, who's going to win?
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, it was tight for Gabby around that turn in lane 4, and she didn't come off the turn in front. She had to use her maintenance, those long legs, to get through to the line before everyone else. Right now, it's anyone's race, but anyone who knows the 200 would know that it's just a matter of time before Gabby opens up those long limbs and comes through. Look at Melissa at the latter part of the race. It's something that she's going to have to work on. I saw it at the end of the 100 as well. When she is getting to the line and needs to get there faster, she rolls her shoulders. She's not going to get the same extension and the same trajectory off of her stride if she does that.
You know what? When there's 100K up for grabs, roll your shoulders.
We're all going to roll our
Just give
shoulders,
it everything.
right? Yeah.
Doesn't matter. If the form goes, she's fighting for it. That's the point. I think she knew, because Davis came back, and all of a sudden she's under pressure, because Hado Feely popped in there into third as well, who was charging in lane 3. Could have all been different anyway.
Yep.
There is our slam champion.
Melissa, you are now 2 for 2 as slam champions. What does that mean to you?
It's a testament to all the work I've been putting in. You know, my goal for this year is to literally focus on me, no matter how hard I work. Sometimes it's just not enough for everybody, but my goal this year is to prove to everybody what I can do.
You talked about you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. What makes you uncomfortable in this league, and how are you overcoming it?
Just, you know, stepping out of my comfort zone. There's a lot of well-renowned and, you know, grounded women in the 200, and, you know, I'm not known to be a 200 runner, so I'm pushing.
On your marks.
The women's 200 meters continues to reveal its unique duality, a discipline where raw speed meets technical precision and where races can be won either through explosive dominance or calculated control. Two recent performances, one at the Grand Slam Track Series in Miami and the other at the FISU World University Games, perfectly illustrate this contrast, offering a compelling comparison between established elite power and rising technical mastery. At the highest level, Gabby Thomas once again demonstrated why she is considered one of the most complete 200-meter runners in the world. In Miami, under ideal sprinting conditions, she approached the race with the confidence of a seasoned champion. Positioned in lane 4, Thomas executed the curve with authority, combining strength and rhythm to neutralize the stagger almost immediately. What truly defined her performance, however, was the transition into the straight. Unlike many sprinters who struggle to maintain velocity after an aggressive bend, Thomas elevated her stride, finding an additional gear that separated her from the field. Her winning time of 21.95 seconds was not just fast, it was controlled, efficient, and indicative of an athlete operating at peak form. Chasing her was Tamari Davis, whose breakthrough performance added a new layer to the competitive landscape. Clocking 22.05 seconds, Davis showcased her development, particularly in maintaining composure during the latter stages of the race. Meanwhile, Melissa Jefferson secured third place in 22.15 seconds, reinforcing her remarkable consistency across both the 100 meters and 200 meters disciplines. Although she did not win, her ability to deliver under pressure ensured she retained her overall series title, highlighting a different kind of excellence, sustained performance across multiple rounds and distances. In contrast, the race at the World University Games introduced a different narrative, one centered on technical execution and race modeling, rather than outright dominance. Dalia Kadari entered her heat not just as a favorite, but as an athlete with a clear plan. Running from lane 3, she displayed a controlled start, avoiding unnecessary tension while focusing on a smooth acceleration phase. This approach became particularly evident on the curve, where her mechanics stood out. Kadari maintained an upright posture, efficient arm action, and consistent cadence, key elements that allowed her to gradually build speed without sacrificing balance. What distinguishes Kadari's performance is not explosive superiority, but precision. As she progressed through the bend, she systematically reduced the stagger on her competitors, signaling a deep understanding of race distribution. By the time she entered the home straight, the outcome was already leaning in her favor, not because of a sudden surge, but due to the cumulative effect of disciplined execution. Behind her, Anastasia Luchandra, George offered a contrasting approach. Her aggressive start and strong early acceleration allowed her to remain competitive through the initial phases. However, as the race transitioned from the curve to the straight, the differences in efficiency and energy conservation became apparent. Where Kadari maintained fluidity, George began to show signs of strain, ultimately unable to match the Italian's controlled progression. Comparing these two races reveals a deeper truth about the 200 meters. At the elite level, as demonstrated by Thomas, victory often comes from the ability to combine power with late race acceleration, turning a strong position into an unassailable lead. In developing or transitional stages, as seen with Kadari, success is built on mastering the fundamentals: efficient mechanics, disciplined pacing, and strategic awareness. Yet these approaches are not mutually exclusive. In fact, they represent different points along the same performance spectrum. Athletes like Thomas have already integrated both elements, using technical efficiency as a foundation for explosive finishing power. Meanwhile, emerging talents like Kadari are refining the building blocks that may eventually allow them to compete at that highest level. Ultimately, these performances highlight the evolving nature of women's sprinting. The gap between raw speed and technical excellence continues to narrow, creating races that are not only faster, but also more tactically sophisticated. Whether through dominance or precision, the 200 meters remains one of the most revealing events in athletics, a true test of how speed is built, managed, and unleashed.